I haven't done in our confessions in about 5 days. So, you know what's we're overdue. It's time for another one. So, without, wasting too much time, I'm a foot and a half taller than my wife. So when I take a shower, I make sure to set the shower head as high as possible. Then, when she gets in, she can't reach it to lower it, and then she has to call me in. So I get to see her naked. She has yet to realize that setting is too high for even me. Not that I can't see her naked pretty much any time, but still, it's the little things. And then we're gonna shout out our buddy Shart NATO for saying it's the little things. That's what she said. You know what? Kudos to you, man. I don't really know. I don't really know how else to put it. God just wanted to see his girlfriend naked or wife naked. I don't know. Is there really a difference anymore? Commitment and all this other stuff. Who really pays attention to all that? So you know what? I approve, and that's about all I have to say. You like seeing her naked. There's a piece of chip on my bed. I'm not one of the girlies that slaps the bed to get it all off, and I really wish I hadn't pointed it out. So we're gonna go fix that real quick. I'm cleaning my sheets today, by the way. I normally do because I sweat in my sheets. I'm just gonna let people know that I broke up with my boyfriend because he yelled at me. Now I'll just be the first person to tell you you break up for any reason you want. You know what I mean? If he's too nice, you break up with him. If he's too mean, you break up with him. If you're not happy, then break up with him. That's just my view on it. Don't be unhappy in your relationship. I'm a 29-year-old woman. He and I dated for about 8 months. Our relationship was fine. We did things together. We had fun. There weren't any obvious red flags, but I always got this feeling that he didn't value me much. At times he seemed a bit cold and acted like he was annoyed with me for no apparent reason. It all came to a head when 3 days ago, when we were hanging out at my place, he asked me to hand him the TV remote. I was sitting right next to him on the couch and was working on my laptop. I reached for the remote without looking and accidentally handed him my phone instead. I thought it was funny after I realized what I had done. I laughed as I handed him the actual remote. He had that same annoyed look on his face. He began yelling at me and called me a stupid bee. Remember when I had mentioned that you break up with anyone for any reason at all? And while I do agree that I think making things work is important in relationships, there's some things you don't tolerate. And if someone's gonna call you names or insult you in any way, goodbye, bitch. I was stunned. I have never raised my voice at him or disrespected him in any way. I did not deserve to be treated this way. I told him our relationship was over and asked him to leave. He told me to calm down and stop overreacting. So they were together for about 8 months. And in the span of about literally 30 seconds, he did two things that I think absolutely crossed the line. First off, okay, there's literal memes about it. I don't know if you'd call them memes, but, and I'm sorry, but there's memes about not telling women to calm down. And, even if it's a stereotype, it's something you don't do. But in general, you don't tell people to calm down when they're upset, it's just something I don't think you do. So that's my opinion on the matter. Do you agree? I simply walked to the front door, opened it wide, and told him to get out and never come back. He walked out telling me I was being dramatic. The very next day, I returned the presents he had given me. They meant nothing to me now. My friends are telling me that I did overreact and I shouldn't just end a relationship because he yelled at me once, and have asked me to patch things up. His friends too began harassing me on social media. I blocked them all. His friends, not mine. I'm not going to reach out to him to try to work things out, as some people have suggested, because I know that I do not deserve this treatment. I've always treated him with respect, and I deserve that in return. I just needed to tell somebody, thank you for reading. Now, listen, I've been in relationships, and I do believe sometimes emotions, they kind of like overcome and stuff like that, and you just, you know, stuff happens. I'm sure you yell at your partner. It happens, but I think when it comes to name calling and stuff like that, just a little bit too much, If you raise your voice, be like, oh, I wanna have kids or something. I don't know. Why did I do a Texas accent? I don't know. Was that Texas? I'm sorry if I just butchered your accent, and I really apologize for that. But it's just something you don't do. Don't call people names. Get your emotions in check, man. But even then, I don't get the sense that this guy really cared. So you know what? Bye, bitch. Bye, Felicia. Now I'm sure if you spend any time at all on Reddit or watching Reddit YouTube videos, you've probably come across the top ones, and these are the top ones. But guess what? I just got here, and I want my turn. So my daughter was granted a Make-A-Wish, and I'm sad. My daughter has a rare blood disorder called
Idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura.
Can I just ask one thing? I have a condition called peripheral neuropathy. I also have a condition called Charcot-Marie-Tooth. Do we have to make medical terminology so complicated? I'm pretty sure when it comes to like medical diseases and stuff like that, they're typically named after like the people who discovered it and stuff like that. And I know there's like medical terminology and stuff like that. So I guess when a combination of things like blood and other stuff like that kind of like combine with that terminology, then you get a word. Like it just feels like sometimes things are a little bit too complicated, just a little bit. Immune, which causes her immune system to destroy her platelets, so she just bleeds randomly. Her eye just hemorrhaged a few weeks ago. An entire half was filled with blood. Today, 5-hour nosebleed. She can feel when they are coming as she sits down with her bloody nose kit, tissues in a trash bag, a puke bucket for when she swallows too much blood, and vomits Gauze cold packs. My daughter is 4. I have been able to convince myself for almost 3 years that, yeah, she is sick, but not that sick. Last week, we spent 4 days at the hospital for severe anemia and no detectable platelets. She is that sick. I get it now. She is getting a wish, and she is getting worse because she is that sick. We have tried every medication available for treatment of this disease. Nothing helps. Nothing fixes it. My heart is broken. Bringing up the whole Make-A-Wish thing, this is like really sad to me because I remember being a kid. I lost my mother to breast cancer and chest wall cancer when I was about 12 years old. I think she died a few months after my 12th birthday. I'm now 25, and I remember the whole, kind of like telling yourself, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, it's been this long. She's fine. Oh, tumors have shrunk and this and that. And it is hard, and I feel really, really bad for this person. And I hope, I hope for the best. I know it's been a long time now. I think this Reddit post was a couple years ago. So I don't know what happened, and I'm not going to dive into it because I'm going to get myself sad. But this stuff's terrible, and I don't know why, life is like this, but it beats up on us. So this isn't my Reddit account. My coworker has left himself logged in at work, and now I'm posting on his behalf. Sorry, I'll log you out after this. Some people just want to watch the world burn. I don't use social media at all, but browse Reddit a lot, because somehow anonymous posts and comments seem more genuine than people on social media nowadays. Sad truth, or maybe it's just me and my circle of friends. Somehow, I also value anonymous opinions over social media ones too, before I deleted all of them. Now, let me just point out that Reddit is also my favorite social media app. And that's simply because we're all anonymous, right? Unless you're, advertising something or posting videos of yourself. There's no reason to lie. And when you're on Facebook and maybe Twitter. I know some people have a publicized Twitter account and Instagram and stuff like that, right? Like you're kind of traceable when it comes to jobs, and if you have family and friends and stuff, they can see what you comment. I think unless you're in a private group or something like that, or so you kind of, unless you're wild, absolutely wild, and you just say whatever you want to say on your public social media. People typically, I think, try to be a little bit more quiet in terms of that. So, wow, noticing that my camera's also really big, I need to sweep my floor really bad too. I'm gonna hard debate. I'm posting this video, but you get to see the real me. I'm also a Flyers fan. My stepdad got in a fight to protect me, and I feel different about him now. Sorry if this doesn't belong here. I don't have anyone else I can tell. I'm 19 and a guy. My mom married my stepdad when I was 14, and we've always gotten along. My dad died when I was 11, and to be honest, I'm still working through the relationship we had. I've always had this fantasy that he was an amazing dad, but if I'm being honest, he was abusive. He made me fight a 13-year-old when I was 10. When I said I was scared, he told me I was being a pussy. When I didn't win, he was disappointed in me. When my mom married my stepdad, we kept to ourselves at first, but he's honestly twice the man my dad was. It's hard to say that, but it's true. The one thing he said to me before he married my mom was that he'd never hurt us and always protect us. It's been 5 years, and he's kept his promise. He's always been amazing to my mom and me, and I admit that he spoils me sometimes. He'll take care of my chores for me and gets me whatever I want, even if I don't ask him for it. If he hears me talking about something, he'll just get it for me. He always asks if I have enough money, and if I don't, he'll transfer money into my checking account. We don't really talk about personal stuff because he's always said I can talk to him about anything whenever I feel like it. Today we were at the store, and some older guy accused me of giving him a dirty look while we were in the parking lot. I didn't know what he was talking about and told him that I didn't even look at him, but he shoved me to the ground. My stepdad jumped in so fast I didn't even see what happened. I heard him hit the guy, and when I got up, the asshole was on the ground looking scared and holding his nose. My stepdad was shouting at him in a very scary voice, "You don't ever put your hands on him." He helped me up, and the guy got back in his car and sped away. After that, he didn't want me to leave his sights in the store. The whole way home, he kept apologizing that he didn't step in earlier and telling me he never wanted me to see him fight. I've never seen him get mad or raise his voice. It was scary, but it also made me feel so weird. I can't explain it, but it feels like I finally know how much he loves me. We never say it to each other, but I always knew how he feels. When we got home, I told him I love him for the first time, and he gave me the hardest hug I've ever had, and I almost started crying. Too long didn't read. My stepdad fought someone to protect me, and it opened my eyes about our relationship. I'm just going to say that was beautiful. Honestly, I like that kind of like that was a really good post, and I'm happy there's things like this and people like that out there. There's a lot of bad and negativity in the world and stuff like that, so it's nice to see when things like this happen. And you do hear good stories about this from time to time, especially in life. Everybody knows it. We tend to dwell on the negative, and there are good people out there. There's positive stuff out there, and it's just nice to read. Today, my next door pregnant neighbor knocked on my door. I know where your mind is going with this. Stop it right now. I'm disappointed in you. I guess I just kind of outed myself too, though, didn't I? Around 7 p.m. today, I heard some knocking on my door. I opened it, and it was my next door pregnant neighbor. She was, I think, in her 7th or 8th month. She was holding a small plate in her hand. In a very shy voice, she asked me if I can give her some of whatever I was cooking because she liked the smell. I think pregnant women sometimes have strong cravings and they cannot resist it. As a father who was obviously with a pregnant woman, I can confirm that they do. And this should be common knowledge, but I know it because I made a lot of trips to get ice cream and junior chickens. An unhealthy amount of junior chickens and ice cream. Anyway, she was shy and apologized a lot for her request since we don't know each other. I laughed and told her it is okay. I was cooking a traditional meal for my country, and the recipe has olive oil, garlic, jalapenos, and some spices. I think the smell was nice. I gave her some of my dinner, then she left. I watched her walking home like a cute little penguin who's happy with her successful little hunting. I felt really happy too for some reason. You know, I've just come to learn that wholesome is always fun. Why do you always have to click on my videos to expect to see spicy stuff, huh? I'm a wholesome guy, I like to believe. I honestly don't think Friends, the TV show, is that funny. Fortnite burger. Truthfully, couldn't have said it better myself. My boss pissed me off, so I'm catfishing his wife. My boss is generally a dick. I noticed his wife, who also works at the company, came up as a recommended friend on Snapchat. I copied the username and added her onto my Snapchat burner. After a few messages and a few fake selfies, she has told me she is single and sent some damn good revealing pictures. I feel a bit guilty now, but damn, she is hot. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta make a power move. I think you own your boss now, and I just think that's how it went. So, congratulations, you did it. You won. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this was a really successful video. Follow up on a story or a life event that happened to me that I talked to you guys about in the last video. Remember when I said that my ring light messed up my TV? Well, yeah, but also, yesterday, my phone got diagnosed with a swollen battery. So now I'm dealing with that as a college student living in an expensive city who is really poor. I have to pay to get that fixed now. And turmoil at every corner, all the time. Bye.